Hey guys, Josh here, and Story of Seasons Pioneers of Olive Town is a farming game. But I have been wondering, is it possible to play it and finish it without ever farming? More specifically, can I complete all of the main quests to renovate Olive Town and see the end credits? Can I find everything for the museum? And what I think will be the biggest challenge, can I fulfill all of Lovette's 40 gourmet requests? To make the rules clear and simple, I cannot sow any seeds, saplings, nor mushroom starts. That's it. Leave a like on this video if you think I can make it, and let's go to Olive Town. When starting a new save file, I have a choice to make between normal and seedling mode. Seedling would make everything easier, which would be boring for a challenge like this, so I go for normal. My scooter breaks down as I arrive in Olive Town, and I'm greeted by Victor, the mayor, who shows me around my grandpa's place. He's talking about a farm. I think there's been a misunderstanding. I don't know anything about farms. I try to tell him it's not a farm. He decides to call the place not a farm, gives me an axe, a sickle, a hammer, and walks away. What a strange guy. While I may not be able to farm, I can forage, and on the very first day, there are 4 wild onions ready to be harvested in my yard. I can sell one of them right away, and that will make onions available for purchase at Norman's grocery store. If you've never played this game, this challenge might sound super easy already, but I should tell you that crops have quality levels ranging from 0 to 10 stars. These onions and what I will be able to buy from the store are all 0 stars, so that will help. However, I won't be able to rely solely on that. Now, to make money, I will have to rely on animals, I think, so on the first day, I spend most of my energy gathering enough wood, stone, and grass to repair the dilapidated chicken coop. By 3 p.m., the building is fixed. I never realized it was this easy to do on the first day. In fact, I'm so shocked I completely forget to tame the wild chicken, defeating the whole purpose of fixing the coop so fast. Instead, I go see Manuela to get my fishing rod. Fish is also going to be an important source of income. Then I go to the museum, where I meet with the lovely Reina, get my camera. And my last stop is the town hall, where a few title rewards are already waiting for me. Again, if you're not too familiar with Olive Town, titles are kind of like achievements. You get so many of them, especially at the beginning, for doing almost anything, and they give you various rewards. I hope that someday they will give me some high quality crops, but for now, they mostly consist of medals that I can ship for a bit of money. Day 2, Victor still doesn't get what we're doing. He comes back and gives me farming tools. A hoe, a watering can, 9 turnip seeds, 1 cherry seedling, a well, and most importantly, a 0-star turnip. I sell the seeds, keep the turnip. I don't care for the watering can. The well can serve as decor, and the hoe will come in handy later down the line, or I should say later down the mine. I tame the wild chicken who had been patiently waiting for me. I make sure to bring her outside so she can graze because I won't be able to grow my own grass. I do get some for free as title rewards. I can also buy it from the general store, but I don't want to spend too much money on that. With the money I made from the metals, I buy a wooden cabin. This replaces the tent I started with, allows me to store some of my food, and lets me cook, which will be necessary for Lovette's request. Since I have a house now, I can also own a pet. Not the best use of my money this early on, but this Shiba Inu is so cute, I can't resist, and I decide to name him Cinnamon. Back to work, the first set of requests from Lovette includes 6 dishes. I have to make these 6 specific dishes, but their quality doesn't matter. As long as I can cook and deliver them to his house, we're good. With my turnip and onion from earlier, I can already make this vegetable salad. Each meal delivered gives specific rewards that are mostly food related, so I will have to cherish those. Here, I get some mixed herbs and spices. I also deliver the shellfish soup. The only ingredient here is clam that I can pick up on the beach. And it rewards me with 3 turnips, 3 potatoes, and 3 cucumbers, all with a 2-star quality. Day 3, my chicken laid her first egg, so I can make the fried egg. And in return, I get rice, wheat, and soybeans. I cook the rice, and using that, along with the spices and the potato from earlier, I make the curry rice. Next is the mala crayfish. I just need to get some crayfish from this bottle. I don't think that's where you find them in real life. And we're already down to the last recipe for the first tier, oshiruko. The only ingredient I'm missing is sugar. Sugar canes can be easily found in the wild, but they need to be processed in a seasoning maker, which is crafted with iron ingots. Some people love them, most people hate them, but makers are a big thing in Olive Town. There are so many different ones for every little thing. but I think they shouldn't complicate this challenge too much. A few makers, such as the powder and dye makers, which I will need, they have their crafting recipe locked behind the fieldwork skill. Initially I was worried about that, but it turns out that my fieldwork skill increases even while harvesting wild crops, and in any case, as soon as I deliver the Oshiruko, I will get a powder maker as a reward right there. So far, things have been going well. Everything that I thought would have been difficult to get without farming, I've been receiving as rewards, so the cooking requests have been kind of completing themselves automatically. Now, in order to make the seasoning maker, I will have to take a little break from cooking and start exploring the mines. That is where I can use the hoe and dig these patches on the ground. The first mine has iron, only 10 floors, and this sprite at the bottom, who gives me some white opal that I can sell for a bit of money. In the second and third mines, I will be able to find more valuable gems, including diamonds, and refine them with the jewel maker, which is craftable after reaching mining level 6. But one thing at a time, I make an ingot maker and I start my production of iron ingots. Meanwhile, I repaired the bridge that leads to the second area of my ranch, and I will need ingots to repair this barn so I can have more animals, which obviously is very important when you can't grow crops. This new area also has a mine where I will find silver, as well as a few interesting things to forage, like there's buttercup flowers, shimeji mushrooms, and strawberries. I won't point those out every single time for this video, it would be a lot of information, but I will make sure to keep an eye out for the various wild crops that appear every season, and I will sell at least one of each. Victor notices my hard work. If you do as well, you can leave a like on the video, and as if I was not doing enough already, I now have to help with bringing back tourism, and I'll do that by providing materials to beautify the roads. This is the first main quest. How quests work in this game is you go to the town hall, and you can donate one of three things. In this case, 10 logs, 5 sap, or 30 stones. Not sure how any of that will be enough to redo all of the roads, but I donate some sap and let Victor figure it out. And he did figure it out because the next day, the roads are all refreshed and beautiful. Back to the the ranch, I can craft my seasoning maker, so I make sugar, cook the Oshiruko, and just like that, the first tier of Lovette's requests is done. 4 more to go. The following 6 dishes shouldn't be too much more complicated. They need to be at least quality level 2, but my cooking skill alone gives a slight boost, so quality shouldn't be of concern yet. First is a mixed salad. I can do that with things I foraged already. I receive a condiment maker. I put the soybeans from earlier in there to make soy sauce, so I can prepare this hot and sour soup. Next is tempura. That's easy because the recipe is flexible. I can use any vegetable. I get a yogurt maker, and now I just have 3 dishes left: kitsune udon, coffee, and honey yogurt. I repair the barn and tame my first cow, so yogurt won't be a problem. And soon enough, coffee beans, as well as other fruits and vegetables, should become easier to acquire as well. Between my cooking sessions, I do tasks like mining, fishing, cutting trees and grass, and that gets me follower sprites. Not as fast as if I was farming, but I still get them. And once I have 25, I unlock this new area, the Earth Sprite Village. Here, I can assign my followers to different sprites, like the stone, grass, and log sprites. They'll get to work, and each day that I talk to them, they'll give me a few items and sprite coins that I can spend in the sprite shop. The sprite shop has a random rotating stock of items, including crops and flowers of a 3-star quality level. I will have to visit regularly, and while 3 stars is nothing amazing, it is better than what I can get from the general store or by foraging. This place is not that useful in a regular playthrough, to be honest, but for what I'm doing, I don't think I could get very far without it. Sprite coins are nice, but I am slowly running out of regular coins. Things like tool and farm upgrades are getting more expensive, and even though I supplied 5 pieces of lumber to build this new clothing shop, I'm not getting any free clothes or anything. Nothing is free in Olive Town. I need more money. So I need more animals, and here is where I mess up. I'm thinking I want to breed my chickens and quickly fill up my coop, as that is what I do in most farming games. I know that a requirement for breeding is to have a big chicken coop, so I spend all of my money on that, but I forget that another requirement is to have the animal care skill to be at least level 5. Raising that skill is not difficult. Of course, it's faster when you have more animals, but right now I'm just level 3, So I'm stuck with this big coop that only has one chicken. I went with the wrong strategy. I should have focused on buying new animals from the store right away instead of trying to breed them, but I will know for next time if I ever decide to do this challenge again. It's okay, at least I can fish, so I fish. I craft a bunch of fishing nets, I save money for a few cows and chickens that I buy from the store. And meanwhile, Victor is spending Olive Town's resources on the most useless renovation of all time. They're adding a third floor to these little towers on the town hall, and they're moving these balconies from the first floor to the second floor. Doing so, they're removing the windows that were on the first floor. Why? And I wonder, what is the point of having such big balconies in the first place, as these don't look like French doors, they're just regular windows, so no one will even be able to go on the balconies and enjoy the fresh air. I think they could have used some of these materials to, I don't know, finish up the back of Lovette's house. But speaking of Lovette, I got some coffee bean from the Sprite shop. I brew a nice cup for him and I get 4-star cherries, cacao, and almonds. I won't be able to get any better than that for those specific crops, so I will have to use them wisely. Right after, I head to the grocery store. I stock up on some essentials like beans, wheat, and honey. I make the kitsune udon, the honey yogurt, and we're done. Done with the second tier of requests, but here's the third one with 7 4-star dishes. As long as I have a few good ingredients, I should be fine. Already, I can make 3 of these dishes with stuff that I already have, and I receive my first precious 6-star crops. We're approaching the end of spring, but I have unlocked the third and final area of the ranch, as well as the last mine where I'll find gold, orichalcum, and diamond. I make a jewel maker, and with that, I can process raw diamonds and sell them for 10,000 G each. My hard work pays off. I have enough followers to unlock the Beanstalk Island, and here I can do this little memory minigame, which I will say I am pretty good at, and it increases my maximum stamina by 2 hearts and gives me 300 Sprite coins. I will keep that in mind if I ever run out of Sprite coins, as I can do this minigame over and over again, but honestly, I get enough of them just by talking to the sprites daily. There is also a 5-star soybean waiting for me as a reward in the town hall, which might be the best crop I will ever get from these title rewards. The clothing store gets an extension and now offers haircuts and surgeries to change your skin or eye color, but I don't have time for that and it sounds super dangerous. I just increased my animal care to level 5, which means I can finally start breeding my chickens in the big coop. If you don't know how animal products work in Olive Town, there is this generation mechanic where a first generation animal will only produce 3-star products at best. Each consecutive generation increases the maximum quality, and if I want 10-star milk and eggs, which I will absolutely need in order to compensate for lower quality vegetables, I should get my animals to the 7th or 8th generations at least. The whole thing takes a very long time, so I am starting now and I'll make sure to always have babies in production. I don't think animals will help too much financially in the end. Their products will be mostly for cooking, and I'm making enough with my diamonds to buy golden tools, which are 20,000 each, and I will slowly save up for the orichalcum ones that are 150,000. When upgrading my tools, I always start with the hammer so I can mine more easily, then I do the axe, the fishing rod, and the other ones are not as important. Last day of spring, Cinnamon wins the pet derby, that's an extra 5,000 G. I help Victor with renovating the benches, and then I meet with the spirit. I really wish they had made her romanceable like the Harvest Goddess in some of the older games. It's really a shame you can't even befriend her or anything, but thanks to her we have the shrine. With this, I can now use my Sprite points on special rewards. I get 1 point for each follower, and I decide to increase my maximum stamina. Then I unlock the chef and field sprites who can now give me items in the Sprite village. I really should have unlocked the journey sprite first, you'll see why later. But the field sprite is giving me some level 2 veggies, and the chef is giving me meals, which won't be good enough for Lovette, but I can still use them to replenish my stamina, or I can sell them. We're now halfway through summer, I have the big barn, and I repair most of the stuff on my farm, so this mushroom log that I'm not allowed to use, the beehive, the silo, the stable for my horse that I named Johnny. Only thing I'm missing is the hydroculture plant. This building is where you can grow any crops, no matter the season. Really not something I need, and it requires a ton of materials, but it's part of the pioneering progress, which consists of repairing everything. I'm at 86% now, so I will have to do it eventually. By the way, right now my museum completion is at 49%. So far so good, but we'll talk more about that later. For now, I have to help Victor with his brilliant idea to redo the roads and the lamps for the second time in a month. We could have built a new shop, opened up this mysterious area, we could have done so much, but now we have brick roads that honestly don't match that well with the rest of the town. Might as well make use of these roads. I get my scooter repaired by Clemens at the tool shop. I drive to the shrine to unlock the remaining sprites, and look at that. The journey sprite gives me a 5-star mushroom. That is really good. I'm starting to accumulate a good amount of ingredients. I upgrade my house for more fridge space, and I spend a few days reorganizing my chest so I don't lose anything. I'm also cooking a lot as I still have to learn some of the recipes for Lovett. A lot of them are learned by increasing cooking level, and experience is gained mostly by cooking new dishes. I could do something simple like grilled fish over and over again, but it would take forever, so I'm trying to cook as many different things as possible without touching my most valuable ingredients. When I'm not in the kitchen, I'm in the mines. These electric moles are so annoying, but I do have to come here for the diamonds. When autumn starts, Victor shows up and he knows how useless his projects usually are, so he doesn't even tell me what they are anymore. He just tells me, follow instructions and you'll be fine. I give him 5 gold ingots. All of these main quests have been so easy, and to my surprise, this new project is pretty cool. We're organizing a parade, an animal parade. While that is being set up, I am making so much progress. Sprites in the village gain a bit of experience each time you talk to them, they offer better stuff over time, and now my field sprite is starting to give some 4-star flowers and crops. I also do this mining minigame where you have to break rocks and get as many points as possible. I recommend having at least the golden hammer and then hope to find diamonds in these veins on the walls. At 4000 points, it increases stamina by 2 hearts, and I have now reached the maximum stamina I can get. Shortly after, I get to mining level 9, which increases the value of the gems I sell, so diamonds, my main source of income, are now worth 12,000 G each, and I unlock the Stonebreaker Valley, where I will be able to get Orichalcum ores more easily. This place is so incredibly satisfying, it feels so good when you're getting all of that stuff at once, but I won't be transforming the Orichalcum ores into ingots until I get the Giant Maker at mining level 10. Giant Makers output 50% more stuff with the same input, they are more efficient, and I need a ton of Orichalcum ingots for the last house upgrade, the tools, the hydroculture plant, so it will be worth the wait. It actually won't take too long since I gain experience quickly here, but meanwhile, I finish up the cooking request with the ingredients I saved up. The next tier unlocks, and now things are getting difficult for real, with 6 6-star dishes and 4 8-star ones. But before tackling those, I want to get the main story out of the way. We renovate the town hall again. A few windows are getting added to the roof, the clock tower is slightly bigger. When the game first launched, these before and after cutscenes did not exist, and I'm glad they do now because originally, I could not figure out what changed. At the end of the month, I reach mining level 10, get the giant ingot maker, start producing Orichalcum ingots. I upgrade some of my tools, and here is the last quest for the main story. I can either give 200 deluxe fodder, 50 fancy pet treats, or 1 wool plus. This is still ridiculously easy. I have the wool plus already. Here's the parade. The following day, there's a cruise ship that stops by with tons of tourists who come to enjoy our brick roads, and the new town hall windows. Who wouldn't want to see that? And the credits roll. But we are not done yet. You might be thinking that was underwhelming. The game developers realized that, and so they added a bit more with the spirit quest. Now, I'm asked to provide 10 cows, 7 chicken, and 5 horse topiaries. Each topiary requires 99 grass, different sorts of grass. So we went from the easiest quest in the world, asking for 5 lumber or 1 wool, to now needing over 2,000 pieces of grass. I have been using most of it to craft fishing nets, but I have a lot of money and I can buy some grass from the general store, so despite the difficulty spike, it's still not too much of a challenge. What is my reward for this? Well, the ability to harvest 9 crops at once. Thankfully, the next one is a bit more fun for us. We need cloth to make a spirit-inspired outfit. Cloth is made from grass, again, not a problem. They still won't give me the outfit though if I want it, which I do. I've been wearing the same clothes for almost a year. I need to pay 50,000 G and provide them with more cloth, fabric, and red dye. The dye would be a bit difficult if I had to make it myself, but I can just buy it from the flower shop, which is what I do. Then the sprites want a ton of ingots and lumber. I have all of that. And they dig this tunnel that allows me to fast travel between the first and third area of my ranch. Very useful. Next, the plan is to renovate the museum. For that, we need more ingots and lumber, followed by various types of guardian fish. Guardian fish are a bit tricky. You need at least the golden fishing rod with a good fishing level. I'm level 9. Ideally some guardian bait, which I can craft, and then just fish at the right place at the right time. So I spent a few days on that quest and I hit 2 birds with 1 stone, or catch 2 fish with 1 hook, let's say. I take this opportunity to get any fish I'm missing for the aquarium portion of the museum. I realize there's 2 fish I've not donated yet, but when I look at the encyclopedia, I can tell I've caught everything already. There is no way to quickly tell what's missing. I spent a long time just looking at all of the fish that's in the game, one by one, and trying to figure out which one is not in my museum. I eventually find out that I'm missing the common squid. As its name suggests, it's not a hard one to find. I just assumed I had already donated it. And I'm also missing the shishamo smelt, and for that one, I will have to wait for autumn to come back. If you play this game, make sure you stay on top of what you're donating if you don't want to waste time like I did. After all of this fishing, I use some of my leftover fish for Lovette's requests, 1 aquapazza, 1 yum woon sen, and 1 crab curry like this one that I'm not too sure how to pronounce, but it looks very tasty. Just to give you an idea of where I am with the cooking right now, here I used a 3-star coconut, not great, 9-star egg plus, 10-star giant crab, and as a topping for extra points, I used this 6-star cooked white rice. You might be wondering why my rice is so good. I actually cannot get any higher than 3-star rice grains, but when I make cooked rice, there is an option to add an egg as a topping. My eggs are 9-star, which gives a considerable boost to quality. So the more animal products and fish are involved in a recipe, the easier it is for me. And so far, most dishes have been balanced pretty well in my favor. Despite the bad coconut, the curry turned out to be 10 stars, so that's amazing. I also delivered some brownies earlier in the month. Some dishes I will do later, but there are 2 I'm seriously worried about. First is this matsudaike rice that needs to be 6 stars. I have my 6-star cooked rice. I might be able to make it a bit better once I have 10-star eggs. But for the matsudaike mushrooms, I can only forage wild ones, which are 0 stars. The Journey Sprite is not giving them to me. The Sprite shop doesn't sell mushrooms. I don't know what to do. The other ingredients in this recipe are bamboo sprouts and soy sauce, which have no quality level. They're all the same, so they're not helping. If I cook this, I'm getting a 5-star dish, which is not good enough. The other problematic one is the 8-star mushroom marinade. I have 5-star shimeji and trumpet mushrooms that I got from the Journey Sprite, but the coral and common mushrooms are 0-star. The last ingredient is vinegar, which has no quality level, so if I cook like this, I'm only getting 6 stars out of 8. Mushrooms are the problem, and the frustrating thing here is that upon delivering the mushroom marinade, I will be receiving 3 of each mushroom with a 7-star quality, most likely enough for any future mushroom needs. We will get back to those dishes. On the bright side, the museum renovations are completed. I just had to give them some gems. And this is a good before and after. We have flowers, a fresh coat of paint, embellishments. So much is possible when Victor is not getting involved. The next quest is a revamp of my scooter. I need 99 white dyes for it. But unlike the red dye, it is not at the store yet. If I had to make all of it by myself, that would be tedious. But I know that if I manage to sell just 1 in my shipping box, it will become available for purchase. The die maker unlocks at fieldwork level 5, I'm still at level 4, but everything is perfectly falling into place. On the same day, I go pick up some wildflowers and I level up. This is the last thing I needed from the fieldwork skill. I'm relieved I won't have to grind it or worry about it for the rest of the game. I have a daisy in my storage that I had previously picked up, the quality doesn't matter. I put it in my new die maker, I get a white die, sell it, buy 99 of them the next day, a bit expensive, I don't mind. But this quest is not over yet, I also need wool. 15 alpaca wool, 15 brown alpaca wool, that's fine, but also 1 alpaca wool plus and 1 brown alpaca wool plus. I only have 1 brown alpaca. It might have produced wool plus in the past, but I either processed it or sold it, not sure. That's the only item I'm missing. I will keep an eye out for that, but in the meantime, my field sprite starts giving me some 6-star stuff. I was not expecting that, it's great, but to clarify, this guy is not giving everything. I'm seeing eggplants, peppers, radishes, pumpkins, flowers, but not all of the veggies are there, and he's not giving any fruit. Before anyone comments to tell me pumpkins and peppers are fruits, I know. I mean, he's not giving me bananas, peaches, strawberries, those kinds of fruits, and that worries me. For example, I have to make this yogurt drink for Lovett. Luckily, I have 8-star yogurt, so it's fine. But I'm missing out on better quality by not having grapes to add as a topping. I can buy grapes and other fruits at the Sprite shop, but they're only 3 stars, I've not seen them in a while. I'm okay for now, but I can sense a fruit problem is on the way. After that, I make the tuna cutlet, onion soup, and the carbonara, which has so much delicious cheese and egg. To cover up my low quality flour, it's 10-star, love it, loves it. But no matter how tasty that carbonara was, he still wants those 2 mushroom dishes, and it's starting to stress me out. I take a break, repair the hydroculture plant. Pioneering progress is now at 100%, yes, and I've been playing for 65 hours. Museum completion is at 92%. It's autumn, year 2, I go get the shishamo smelt and the common squid, I forgot about that one, and all the fish has been donated. That lifts up my spirit and gives me the motivation to grind to cooking level 10. I'm level 9 right now, I cooked most of the dishes I could make. I keep it simple, I make grilled fish non-stop for a few days, it's incredibly tedious, but I get there. What level 10 does is it gives a suitable boost to quality of cooked dishes. I celebrate with the last house upgrade that costs 1 million, the most expensive thing in this game, and honestly, except at the very beginning, money is really not that much of a problem for this playthrough. So you remember my 6-star cooked rice from earlier? Now I have 10-star eggs plus, my cooking is level 10, I can make 8-star cooked rice, which makes 8-star matsutake rice. The goal was 6, I'm exceeding expectations. Things are not looking as good for the 8-star mushroom marinade, however. My ingredients have not improved here and I can only make it to 7 stars. While I figure this out, I'm still looking for that brown alpaca wool plus, so what I will do is move all of my animals to area 3 near the tunnel shortcut, and every day I'll just wake up, check for the wool, talk with the sprites, browse the sprite shop, see what happens. I do this from the 12th of autumn to the 11th of spring, so 2 months. We're in year 3, I had to buy some more alpacas, I'm at 3 now. It took so long, but I finally have the wool. I even got 5 of them at the same time. So now I can change the color of my scooter to this one, which has this wool coat, wool thing on top of it. I can't help but think it would get dirty and gross so quickly, especially while riding around the farm, but it is cute. We're approaching the very end of the spirit quest. I'm so close to the goal, and none of the quests have been impossible so far. I'm excited, anxious, I rush the town hall, and here is what they want. Golden strawberries, giant turnips, star potatoes, giant tomatoes, mosaic corn, jewel melons, 5 of each. No one mentioned them until now, but some crops have special variation that you can get randomly with an increased probability if you use 10-star seeds. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to get them. My only hope was the field sprite, but he's level 10 already and still not giving anything more than 6-star crops and nothing special. There is no way around it, I can't finish these last requests. That being said, I can cook a bit more. The journey sprite is level 8 now and he sometimes gives me these 5-star common mushrooms. Still no good coral mushrooms, but it's enough to make an 8-star mushroom marinade. I get a bunch of great mushrooms I actually won't even get to use. We're at the final tier of requests and my heart sinks. First, there is a lot, 12 new dishes to make, about half are for 10-star dishes, The other half for top rainbow quality dishes, which is even more difficult to reach. I'm panicking a little bit, okay, a lot, but as I'm scrolling through these recipes, I see a grilled fish. I know I can make that even rainbow quality. I get it out of the way, 11 dishes left. I look at them one by one. Let's start with this rosoli, which is made with star potatoes. Okay, the next one seems easier. We have a bright pink soup. The pink is from the cherries. Remember, I got a 4-star one earlier. But the rest of the recipe is filled with spices that don't have quality levels, and I only make it to 7 stars. Maybe I can make the cheese fondue. Never mind, it needs giant sweet potatoes. What about this Genovese pasta? I first have to eat it at the cafe to learn the recipe, so I do that. But just by looking at it, I can already tell it's going to ask me for giant avocados. I rush back to the kitchen, and indeed it does. The hot pot requires giant crops as well. Then we get into the few dishes that I can make, like this kimchi that is all vegetables. My turnip is not too bad, but everything else is 3 stars. It doesn't work. Then there's this panna cotta. I make a killer delicious 10-star panna cotta, but it's not good enough. It's not rainbow. This lemon soup ends up 6 stars. Tom yum pla, even with a giant catfish, the coconut is not good enough. Tortilla soup, fruit au lait, nothing is good enough. I got really unlucky with this last set of requests. Just like with the Spirit Quest, everything was working so well up until the very end, and now I can't do anything. I have been using the best ingredients possible. I can't keep going. Sorry, Lavette, I have to stop here, but maybe we can get some more work done with the museum. Fish, that's all done. What about the wild animals? I've not talked about this yet, but you can use the camera to take photos of the wildlife, give them to the museum, and most animals will appear under certain conditions, like bears will go around beehives, crabs will show up in winter on the beach, and there are 24 animals in total. I'm missing the ptarmigan, a white bird that appears in winter around flowers, but more specifically flowers planted by the player. I tried looking around the wildflowers and it didn't show up. Similarly, for the blue morpho butterfly, it's supposed to be around flowers where the hydroculture plant was. I kept looking, even tried moving beehives there just in case, because you put flowers in the beehives, but that didn't work. Lastly, the bluebird, also supposed to be in that area if there are enough trees. And I might be wrong, I feel like I have seen this one in previous playthroughs without having to plant trees, but it is not showing up now. I tried cutting grass and removing everything for more trees to appear, but I can't get more than 3, and the bird's just not here. So I am missing these 3 animals. I don't think you can find them without planting flowers or trees by yourself. But we can finish the treasure room upstairs. Most of these artifacts are from the moles in the mines or the ponds that you drain. I got those. I'm only missing one thing, the cow helm. That item is given by the Journey Sprite once it reaches level 10. Level 10 is not too difficult to reach with the other ones. My Field Sprite has been level 10 for a while. But the Journey Sprite, well, he likes to go on trips, and so he's only there every other day. His experience points are not going up faster to compensate, so leveling him takes twice as long. I've been interacting with the guy as much as I can. In spring of year 3, he got to level 8, summer of year 4, level 9, and from that point on, I do absolutely nothing else but sleep and talk to him. The items and experience from the sprite can accumulate for 2 visits, if that makes sense, so I can get the same results by going every 4 days instead of every 2 days. So what I do is sleep 4 days in a row with all of the saving and loading screens, go downstairs, I'm regretting this house upgrade, go out, talk to the Navi Sprite, teleport to the village, get items from the Journey Sprite, come back home, sleep for 4 days, repeat. I do that loop for hours and hours. I start wondering if it's worth pushing through for this video, but I played so much I might as well just keep going. And after 2 whole years, where in summer of year 6, Journey Sprite gets to level 10. The cow helm is not a guaranteed drop. This could have taken a whole other year, but luckily I get it on my following visit. I donated to the museum. I'm still missing the 3 wild animals, but I found all the fish, all the treasures, and the most rare, the most precious treasure of all, Reina. While I did not socialize that much in these 6 years, I got to spend a lot of time at the museum, gave her some nice presents, And so here we are, getting married and living happily ever after. So is it possible to beat Story of Seasons Pioneers of Aleftown without farming? After 84 hours, 24 minutes, my pioneering progress is at 100%, the museum is stuck at 97%, the original main quest was completed very easily, but the spirit quests that were added in an update, I could not finish those. As for Levet's requests, I did better than I thought, finishing the first 4 tiers, but the last one was too demanding with special crops and a ratio of vegetable to dairy and fish that was not in my favor. The last 20 hours were extremely grindy, I could have done without the cow helm, but overall I did have fun and I'm surprised at how busy I was every day even without farming. I had more time to mine, fish, keep up with the makers, there is a lot going on in this game. Now let me know what you think of this challenge, of this game. Did you get your journey sprite to level 10? Leave a like and subscribe for more content like this and I'll see you all in the next video.